go.
Cool. So now we've got everybody back. You guys have already formulated your plan. So now you're all here. I don't know if you guys needed any more discussion to it, because at the minute, the area is still clear. Havel, Torek, and Ruland being outside keeping a watch. You don't see anything as of yet, so you've probably got a bit of time. You've obviously come straight from Care Enwyn, so you imagine it might take a bit more time for word to get out, perhaps.
Ruland finally awake. Does he have any input into this monstrosity that we've decided on?
Seems like a sound plan.
Okay.
In all honesty.
Then let's.
As good as any chance we're going to have to finally get him.
Yeah, cool. Well, the wards are set up. So it was Braxton, Triss, and was anybody else, or was it just you two? It was going to be just for you two, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I can get us out.
Okay, so you guys were planning on working your way to kind of, the very back of the cave, kind of into the darker recesses, behind a bit of cover. So you guys go and work a position that's going to be out of the way, so that you can't be seen from the main entrance, but that's going to give you line of sight over towards this pillar with the glyph in. And you guys pick a decent spot and start to make yourselves a bit comfortable.
While we're sat there, just in case, I am going to, let me just double check what it is exactly. It's a ritual for, hold on, why isn't it sat there in my rituals? Where is it? Sorry, folks.
While she's looking for that, actually, Braxton, was it you that I gave a potion to last session?
I don't. You might have done.
I think I gave out a potion of resilience.
What does it do again? I'll remember if you tell me what it does.
+1 to AC.
Yeah, I think I said I was pretty happy to take that one. Yeah.
Nice, and that will give you temporary hit points when you drink it as well.
Right. Yeah, I've just double checked the wording on this. I misread it last week. So I'm going to cast telepathic bond between everyone. There's no limit on the distance that we can communicate, but it can't extend to other planes of existence. It'll last an hour, so we can all communicate to each other.
Okay, cool. So you guys can get accustomed to the psychic bond between all of you.
I'll adjust the volume on Havel.
Yes,
more tolerable level.
The screaming, after a while, it becomes white noise, but a bit disconcerting at first. Cool. So with you two in position in the cave, the rest of you, you've got a few options for setting up a position overlooking the entrance to the cave. The entrance itself is kind of in almost a bit of a small valley between two kind of small hills. Not big things, but just gentle rises in elevation. There's trees, enough so that you'd have plenty of cover. You've obviously still got the ruins of that shack that was in the middle of this clearing, but you've got a bit of choice as to where to set up in terms of distance away or elevation.
Oh, before we start as well, Roland, do you want me to raise your temporary hit points?
I think I've
Well,
taken
you did that last time.
temporary
You used a spell
okay.
slot to give everyone
I had a
temporary.
feeling that I messed someone out.
Yeah, no,
know.
Crispy let me know, and I've adjusted.
Fantastic.
I've given
Lovely.
myself 5 temp. Well, Havel, in your professional stealthy experience, what do you think?
That we should hide.
Good input.
It's got to be a tree, right? It's always a tree with Havel.
Oh, are there any trees? Out of curiosity.
But you're in a forest. There are plenty of trees.
No, I don't want to be too far away from the entrance though. Because once they've gone in, yeah, don't want to be like fucking legging it for, an extended amount of time to try and get there.
Well, the benefit is we can communicate now. You can tell us when they're coming in. We can let you know what's happening once they're in there.
Yeah. So the hills that are on either side, there are trees on the hills.
There are trees on the hills, yeah.
Okay. And it's like the thick canopies that we could not be seen if we were up there.
If you were, in the kind of upper branches, it would be very hard for a passerby to kind of spot you at a glance. You'd struggle to see you in there. Quite. I mean, think kind of like big, the wide leaves, like kind of oak leaf kind of foliage.
Oh, that'll do. Then we can use the gnome as a periscope.
Yeah.
This would make a very poor periscope, and we're very short.
Yeah, but we can just like lift your head out the top. It's supposed to do around a bit until you see people.
Okay.
Kind of this idea.
My notes are already a fucking hot mess this week. Oh my god.
Gnome periscope.
Havel's trying to find everyone a fucking tree. Periscope gnome? Question mark.
Okay. I'll pick a tree and climb up.
Okay, so with
I can still have like a somewhat, not necessarily a clear view, but I can see the entrance like through
right,
a
so
slight gap in the leaves
line
or
of
something.
sight on it. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, with a bit of time, you've got a lot of trees to choose from. You pick yourself a good one. You find somewhere that's going to be a nice mix between obscuring your position, but also giving you that visibility that you're after. And you get yourself perched in one of the branches.
Cool.
And I'm assuming Havel and Torek will do similar.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on a lower branch, just more foliage and less distance to fall.
So, Havel, you give Torek a leg up into the lower branches and then take a position higher up in the tree. Okay, so with everybody in their positions, you guys settle in and begin your watch.
Anyone
So,
want a potion?
Potion of what?
Take your pick.
Oh, I'll take a potion of boldness, mate. I definitely need that extra erection.
I'm going to quickly mix up a potion of boldness.
Mm-hmm.
Crushed up rhino horn.
So, Rulan, from your position, you see the tree that Havel and Torek are in start to emit a gentle, steamy smoke as Torek starts brewing a potion. Havel, you obviously being higher up the tree, get all of this kind of noxious emissions just wafting up your way.
Ooh,
but after 5 minutes, Torek hands up a potion and extinguishes his little pocket chemistry set. Okay, but
I can't whip those up faster. I just like breaking out the chemistry set when I get a chance.
So yeah, you extinguish that, Torek, and you guys settle in for your watch. So you wait for a while and get comfortable out there. And as the hours start to go by, the sun makes its way steadily down in the west, and kind of twilight descends upon the woods. in this light, the trees are casting long shadows, but you keep a careful eye out, you three, for any signs of unnatural movement. But again, nothing really seems to be here, as far as you can tell. So you guys take a kind of a watch now for the dark hours. The night is passing quite slowly. You can hear the sounds of nocturnal creatures in the distance. Nothing seems to be drawing too near. Havel, roll me a perception.
Oh joy. Advantage because it's.
It cancels out because it's also dark and you're a human with no dark vision, so just a regular one.
Cool. It's all of a 4.
A 4. Okay, so Havel, you know roughly what to expect when looking for prey in a forest. However, that doesn't help you when you can't really see across this clearing too well. But you use your other senses to make up for this, and you can't really detect much coming across this clearing. Now, inside this cave, Triss, Braxton, you've had a bit of time to settle in now. The telepathic link has expired after the first hour, so no news from the outside. But you've not heard or seen anything coming in. From where you are, you can see, although it's dark outside, the entrance to the cave, you can roughly work out the silhouette of it. There being still some starlight as opposed to the complete blackness of the cave. So you're able to watch that, and you haven't seen any silhouettes against the entrance either. But it's cold in the cave, a little bit chilly. Obviously, the stone floor doesn't make for the comfiest of hiding places. So you guys continue to hold position throughout the night.
While we're in there, I'm going to pick up a couple of rocks and use prestidigitation to warm them so we can sit and hold some warm rocks.
Hot rocks.
Yeah, hot rocks.
Okay, cool. So you and Braxton get some hand warmers.
Much
Do you
appreciated.
not do like underfloor heating?
Cubic foot. I could do a butt warmer for you, Braxton, if you'd like.
The rocks are fine, thank you.
So yeah, you guys crack on with your little cave camping trip. And whilst the rocks are hard and unforgiving, you do have a benefit of being out of the wind at least. The rest of you, it's not a howling wind, but it's enough. There's a little bit of a chill into it, especially now the sun is down. And with it rustling through the leaves, it does make listening out for things a little bit harder. Rulan, obviously, as an elf, you find that keeping focus doesn't seem to bother you all too much. The task at hand keeps your mind sharp. Havel and Tarek, now that you've been up here for a while, boredom and fatigue are starting to set in.
Oh. Tarek being bored doesn't bode well.
It's been a long night so far, and you reckon you're still probably only in the early hours.
Do we still have the telepathic link?
That expired after the first hour.
Ah, okay. Just trying to think of a way to have some harmless fun. Because I'm on a lower branch as well, which makes things tricky. Yes. I'm gonna do a minor illusion I'm just going to be like, psst, looking up to Roland. I'm going to do a minor illusion of like a chessboard above me. And just like under the white piece moving pawn to e4. Just to kind of
How obvious is this from where Ruland's sitting?
Reasonably obvious.
Okay, I'm just gonna do like a quick like hand across the throat motion to Tori. Like, stop, cut it. Oh, okay. I killed a guy.
Well, he cut it out all right.
Sorry, I disconnected. I'm guessing people didn't like the idea. I guess Roland, you didn't really play.
No. Thinking maybe your illusion might give us away, so maybe you should shut it off.
Fine. I dissipate it and kind of just sit in the tree thinking like, what do monkeys do?
Okay, so you keep on trying to amuse yourself, Torek, as the night drags on. Before too long, though, you start to see the inky blackness give way to a grey, and then a pale orange appears over the eastern horizon. The sun's coming up now, and you guys, with the exception of Rulan, are starting to feel very tired, having decided to stay the whole night on guard. But as of yet, still no sign of any trespassers in these parts.
Do we have any idea what the time is down in the cave?
You would start to see the kind of increasing light from outside. You'd be able to tell that dawn was either now or fast approaching.
Okay. Braxton, why don't you take a nap and I'll give you a nudge if anything happens.
You sure you're okay? Keeping an eye out?
Yeah, it's more important you're well rested.
Okay. So I just get as comfy as I can on the lovely hard stone floor in my lovely full plate armor. Just try and get a little bit of shut eye.
Yep. Well, as a soldier accustomed to the whole hurry up and wait mentality, you've learned that getting shut eye where possible is a good thing, regardless of the circumstances. So you snuggle up nice and warm to your little hand-warming stone, and get your eyes closed. And it doesn't take you too long to fall asleep, despite the discomfort of it all. The rest of you out on the surface, the first rays of light from the sun are a welcome relief. They start to warm the chill out of your bones from the night spent exposed to the wilderness. Although, Havel, Torek, you guys are starting to feel pretty tired. Even Rulan, you're starting to get a little bit wary now.
Well, this was fun. So that shack that's still kind of there, how much cover can it provide?
A reasonable amount. The majority of walls are there. It's largely the roof that seems to have collapsed. But it would offer reasonable cover.
Fair. Right, I thought it's just going in there and getting a quick short rest. Just so we're not like super tired, innit?
Yeah, well,
If no one has any objections.
Roland could probably stay up in the tree while you get the short rest, and
then switch out.
yeah,
Then you have your 4 hours of meditation, if you can.
I'd just say, well, okay, we're not really communicating at the moment, so just saying it's a possibility.
The shack's in the middle of the cave, isn't it?
No, the shack's in the forest clearing.
Oh, right.
We'd have a shack in a cave.
I don't know. It's been a long day. Carry on, ignore me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Havel will state that is what he is doing. Climb down a tree.
So
and walk up a shack.
You let Torek know on your way down, and you make your way over to this. And sure enough, the walls are high enough that you'll be able to kind of set yourself down in one of the corners and be out of view from anyone unless they are right on top of you.
Cool. Yeah. So just a short rest, however many hours that is. I can't remember.
Just 1 hour. So you get your head down.
Yeah.
And proceed to sleep it off. Okay, so sun continues to rise. You guys break into your rations for the day. They're a bit stale, but they've got the nutrients you need, and they're better than nothing. So you keep watch. Havel, you are able to get your hours sleep in. And although you would have liked more, it has taken the worst of it off. So, staying in the shack, back up the tree, what's the plan?
I'll head back to the tree. And I can swap out with one of the other two, and they can go and get a bit of me time.
So, the rest of you outside, you see Havel kind of emerge from the shack as he makes his way back up the tree. Is one of you two going to take his place?
Could it possibly just get a short rest in the tree? Just like a little bit of meditating kind of thing.
I would make you roll an acrobatics save to keep your balance.
Tie this rope around your neck and then around the tree.
It's a very long rest. It's not a short one.
I'll give that a go then, actually.
Okay, so roll me a DC 15 acrobatics, please.
I thought you meant the noose.
So did I.
Cal's been wanting to try a new character.
That's a 23.
Okay, so Rulin, you kind of shift your weight and kind of very acrobatically reposition your legs beneath you. So you're sitting cross-legged on this tree branch. And it's a reasonably wide tree branch, so it's not too tricky. And as you steady your breathing, you get into a comfortable position and start your meditative state, remaining in the tree. Okay, so by now, you guys have been in the cave for a while now with no news from outside. You've heard no sounds of fighting or violence, so you don't think anything bad has happened to the others. But it's been a while now. Torek, you're now starting to get quite sleepy. You've been in this tree for a while with not much, and your limbs, they're not quite what they used to be. They're a little bit stiff now after all this time in the outside. The sun hasn't thoroughly thawed them yet. But you find yourself snoozing now in the gentle morning light.
I imagine the wearing an exosuit suit as well does not help. Just having metal strapped to every bit of your body does not help you just sitting in a tree.
It's it's not the most comfortable.
Where did you get this? Single payment of 50.
But you keep soldiering on. You catch yourself when you start to find yourself nodding. And so in such a manner, the morning wears on. The sun rises now, and the chill is banished from the air. The tree opposite you, you can see that Ruland now seems to be back with you. Again, he's not much has changed. He didn't really alter his position too much to meditate, but he seems to be back with you now. Havel, roll me a perception. This time with advantage because it's daytime.
Oh, yay.
This is 16.
So you are able to now see a bit further past the clearing. And as far as you can tell, there's nothing out there.
Cool. I will relay
Okay.
to the
So,
other two.
So you guys, you hear Havel give you the all clear, but you keep your wits about you anyway.
So hold on. What is it? Carry on while I'm just checking this. Pretend I'm not doing anything.
Okay, Tarek, I need to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Certainly. Oh my lord.
Okay, so Tarek, you find yourself snoozing off, and just as you're about to kind of slip from the tree branch, you kind of get that horrible sensation of being jolted awake from a fall, and manage to catch yourself and reposition yourself. You take a quick hit of shimmer just to give you that little bit of an edge. Not massively, not a full dose, just a little sniff.
A tactical snout.
A tactical
snort.
tactical sniff. Just gives you that bit of a kick, and actually, that seems to do away with the tiredness for now. But yes, you guys keep your watch all through the day, and as evening draws in again, you find yourselves in a similar position to last night. However, Havel, as dusk starts to fall, you think you see a bit of movement in the forest. And as you focus in on the location, you see that you were right. You see what appears to be a figure hooded in what appears to be a black cloak, slowly making their way forward towards the clearing. And as you look, you see three more figures, again, similarly dressed, following on. By now, the light is fading, but you saw them before they could really get in any sort of cover here. But it appears these guys are trying to quite stealthily approach this shack.
Ooh. I'll yeah, they won't be close enough to hear me anyway, will they? So yeah, I'll just like, psst, rolling.
So you hear Havel and see him beckoning in the direction, and you follow where he's pointing. It doesn't take you too long to see these figures. For all their attempts, they're actually not making the best use of cover here as they approach this shack.
Amateurs.
But they arrive at shack, and they don't really spend all too much time looking at it. They clearly can tell that there's nobody in it. It seems that they pause for a minute to regroup, and then start to gingerly make their way through this clearing towards the cave entrance. So I need all three of you outside to roll me stealth, please.
Ooh. Do we get advantage because it's dark?
Dawn has broken.
That will affect their the DC of it all. So
Fair.
So, with the elves,
Cool.
the elves' Mask of the Wild, that gives disadvantage to any perception checks because it counts as like obscure.
okay, so in this case, then, if that's, I think,
but I'll not roll.
It's just
anyway,
inverting that, so that makes sense for that to be advantage with that feat.
It's alright. I've got a +9 anyway, so that's 23.
Yeah,
Okay.
28 for me.
And Guy, what was yours at?
I think I'm going to spend a big brain point to raise mine by 5.
Big brain boys.
Okay, so Tarek, you last minute grab a couple of leaves and put them in front of your face.
That's the big brain.
And you guys just try and make yourself as small as you can against the branches. But again, with your elevated position, it seems that they don't really notice at all that anybody is watching them. They kind of steal towards the entrance of this cave, these four figures. Now, as they get there, Triss, Braxton, you see these four figures silhouetted against the now darkening sky of the cave entrance. But where you are, you're quite confident that they won't be able to see you in the darkness at this kind of distance. So you're in a good place to watch. And by now, you guys have been down here quite some time. Your eyes have adjusted a little bit to the darkness. Obviously, it's not, quite the same as full-on dark vision.
Although they both have it anyway.
They both do have it, but as in like to the whole length of the cave, I meant.
Right, yeah.
So you can't quite see the full length of the cave, but you see these four figures quite cautiously make their way down this ramp. And you can hear the footsteps as they draw near. So you guys hunker down and wait. And after 2 minutes, you hear a click, and then there's almost enough to knock you off your feet, but just a tremor as this explosion rocks this cavern. You hear this bang, and it kind of reverberates around the cave. Dust from both the initial explosion and the kind of caustic clouds as this acid burns into rock. Fills the cavern and obscures a bit of your view. But it seems your ambush has been triggered. Roll initiative.
Sick. Oh no.
Should those of us outside roll initiative, or do we?
We would have been following straight away. Yeah.
You'll have heard the bang, so you'll be at the top. And you guys, because you've surprised them, are going to get a surprise round.
Okay.
My token's in the right place already.
Oh, cool. So you guys,
look at that.
You guys can't see the inside of this. There's too much debris at the minute, but that was where the large bang was.
Some would call it the Big Bang.
The sizable explosion.
Cool. Give me one moment. In fact, Guy, I need you to roll me some damage for that ward.
Will do. I was just writing in the initiative tracker. Seems Roland rolled crazy high.
Mhm.
God, how much does a colourful boarding do again? 5d8. Holy crap!
It's not bad.
Tell you what is bad, my initiative rolling
Wow.
tonight.
That'll be +5. Oh my god!
Holy
Oh
crap.
my lord.
Plus what?
Okay, so that's +5. So that's 37 acid damage.
37 acid damage. Okay. So, yeah, this massive caustic explosion fills the cave. The shockwave has dislodged rubble and dust, coupled with, this kind of caustic byproduct of the acid on rock. It's quite a noxious and thick cloud of smog. You can't really see what state these guys are in, but it was a hell of an explosion. Cool, so Wormling's presumably not on yet. Gives us Rulin to act first. So,
Okay.
you guys kind of burst in at the entrance to the cave.
So I know that this trap is there because we went over the plan.
Mm-hmm.
So avoiding that, I guess. Well, what can I see?
So not very much, really. The darkness doesn't help just off the bat. But yeah, you could see that there's just devastation in this cave. The aftermath of this explosion is really the predominant feature here. You can't really see too far through it. It's quite a wide area, and it's quite thick, dense smoke.
Does it appear that this might be dangerous to move into because of the acid, or?
You wouldn't really know that. It's a toric explosion, so take that as you will.
Just a note, the explosion was a 20-foot radius. So,
But it was in a confined space, so that's why I'm amplifying that. Because that's, debris from the ceiling and all the rest of the shit.
It was just, for a moment, I was a little confused because it was like, is that like double the size? So I was wondering if I had the scale off.
No, it's as I said, just the initial explosion's been compounded by reverberating off the roof and the walls, and then the kind of the acid spray has caused additional smoke from reacting with the stone.
Fuck yeah. Nice.
Okay. Well, in like a combat stance kind of thing, I'll start making my way towards. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 gets me there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ready an action to attack in case someone makes a run past me, maybe for the cave entrance.
Okay.
So I still can't see what's going on, I guess, with all the smoke and shit. So
yeah, so you try and you lower your spear and wait for anyone to dash
actually,
through.
let's just
move
that way.
Okay.
So I'm a bit more towards.
But yeah,
Mind you, actually, sorry, let me just clarify. Is this the same glyph as this one?
It was electricity, if I remember correctly.
Okay, maybe I'll stay over here then, just in case. But,
Yeah.
After seeing the effects of this, I really doesn't want to be stood too close to this in case someone makes it past and sets it off.
That is a fairly sound consideration to take into account. Okay, so from inside, one of these figures is going to take their turn. However, from watching outside, the smoke, you don't see anything. You don't know what's going on in there.
Did we get a look at these guys as they were on the way in?
Not beneath the hoods.
So we couldn't see what kind of equipment or anything they were carrying?
Not really. It wasn't all too clear. They'd clearly dressed for secrecy and stealth.
Fair.
All right, Triss.
I am gonna cast mirror image on myself, just to sort of prepare for when we're having to fight people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna roll to see whether I get that packed slot back, and I do not. And then what I might do is just move sort of a bit closer, so I've got a good line of sight on everything.
Uh-huh.
I've gone too far, haven't I? 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That'll do, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's me.
Cool. Braxton.
Braxton's going to drink that potion he received from Torek to increase his AC by 1.
Okay.
That's
so
fine.
that puts you on what, 23 now? Or 22.
22.
22, isn't it? Yeah.
23 is when I used Shield of Faith.
When you've used Shield of Faith, I knew that was a reason that was written there.
Yeah.
You will also
And-
get 2d6 plus 5 temporary hit points.
Do you want to roll it since it's your...
Oh, well, either way. My dice seem to be good to me today, so...
Yeah. Should be pointed out that everyone else's temporaries wore off during that wait.
Oh,
so.
yeah, it would have done, yeah.
So what was that? 8 plus 5, was it?
Yeah,
So 13 temps. Okay.
Yeah. And then, speaking of Shield of Faith, I'm going to run 2, 3, 4, 5. Sort of between Triss and the big fog cloud, and I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on Triss, so she gets an extra 2 AC.
Okay, cool. So Triss, that brings you up to a nice healthy 21.
Sorry, Chris, but just to clarify as well, did you say we all got a stealth round first, or a surprise round first?
Yeah, surprise round.
So did this? So do they still get their initiative or do we all get like a free round and then the initiative?
That's the point, actually. Yeah.
Actually, that's the point. Yeah, no, you're right. In which case, never mind.
I was going to say because if these guys start attacking, right? Yeah, so we still okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys got stealth round, so
we still get a chance to get in even closer. Okay.
Yeah, you guys have actually done. You've worked out pretty well for an ambush.
Yeah.
With the way this has all turned out, you are going to essentially get to 3 goes. Cool. So Havel, you're up.
So my action is going to be drinking the potion of boldness.
Uh-huh.
Nom nom nom. Guy, do you want to roll for hit points?
Gladly, my liege. Just rolling. Ooh, it's 10 this time. A little less.
10.
It's better than not. And this is
coincidentally, that's the amount of hours that it affects your other certain.
This bit here, I can't remember. Is this
You
a
can slide
wall?
down that.
Yeah, perfect.
It's not a completely vertical surface, but it's pretty steep. But going down it, you'll be able to get down without any like checks involved.
Cool. Because Ruin's not wrong. That is a fucking big explosion. Although I do kind of like the high ground. Nah, fuck it. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
I suppose it's a case of you might like the high ground, but you're not going to be able to see anything from it.
Yeah, if I'm dead.
Love the idea that won't stop Havel. They'll just start firing into the darkness.
Did somebody say suppressive fire?
Don't really have any bonus actions I can do at the moment. The only one would be Hunter's Mark, and I can't see anyone, so it don't matter. Yeah, that's me.
Alrighty, Torek. You're up.
Awesome sauce. I'm gonna stay on the high ground here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Maybe not that close. So taking a step back a little bit. And I'm actually acting last in this combat round, aren't I? There is one unknown person acting first once combat starts.
Yeah, I'll go around to Rulin essentially next after you now.
Awesome. So I'm going to prepare an action that if I see any enemy trying to teleport out, I'm going to counter the spell.
Okay.
I
Nice.
don't have any spells equipped at the moment that could. No, it's a bit of a waste of a spell slot. I think this is a good use because we want to pin Alistair where he is, don't we? And
You said it was Alistair.
yeah, good point. This is where we realise that it's like,
Oh shit! It's people we know.
Yes, it's the Slaves Titus released. We just blew up one of them.
Did they look like Goliaths? I think we could tell that.
They,
from beneath
yeah,
the
no,
cloak.
they definitely were not Goliath stature.
It's Falnia again.
You pulled a Darth Maul.
They also were not gnome stature. They were a healthy in between.
Healthy in between.
Supposed to be.
Toriki's calling you unhealthy.
To be fair, between a gnome and a Goliath, that could be a number of things.
To be fair, we are very prone to blood clots. I probably should be using needles like this.
Oh, God.
They haven't got a needle exchange at the academy yet, but Torik did put it in the suggestion box. Okay, cool. So, Torik, you take up position and ready that action. Rulin, back to you. The smoke now is starting to get a little less opaque. You think you can kind of see the figures up ahead of you, although not too clearly, and it does sting your eyes a little bit.
Okay.
But it's not completely opaque anymore.
I mean, there's probably nothing for it except for just, strike while the iron's hot, I guess. Yeah, fuck it. I'll continue pressing forwards. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. I guess just moving forward. At what point along here do I actually see like a figure and identify it? Yes, that is a person.
So probably around here. I'll make you roll a perception because obviously your eyes are going to be stinging from this, and you're moving quite quickly. But roll perception for me.
Okay. Ooh.
You try and get a good look, but again, this just noxious gas just burns your eyes. So take 1 point of acid damage.
That's 1 off me temp.
You won't have temporaries because it's been more than the 8 hours since.
Oh right.
I cast that first one. At this point, only Havlin Braxton are benefiting.
Okay, so that's got me on 86 then.
But yeah, and that makes it kind of pretty hard for you to grasp your situation at hand. So you kind of pull up short and take a defensive stance.
Is that my turn?
Unless you have a bonus action or anything you want to particularly do.
Well, I've still got movement. I could still.
Oh yeah.
Like my full movement, I could get.
You could actually get to him.
I was just saying, like, at what point along here do I actually like see the guy and therefore know that he's there?
Right now you're up close, Rulin. You kind of ready a strike, but as you're about to launch, you notice that this figure's actually slumped forward, like kind of in a kneeling position. They're not up to their full height.
So how's he? Okay. So then I'm going to reverse my grip on my spear. I'm just going to try and whack him over the back of the head and knock him out.
So you donk this figure over the head, and this figure just slumps forward onto the floor.
And then, okay, so I've got no movement left really. But so okay, as an action, I'll tap the butt of my spear on the floor and light up.
Okay, so you shed some light on the matter, and through this kind of hazy smoke, you can see that the other 3 are in similar positions, kind of strewn across these rocky floors. it seems that none of them are actually on their feet at the minute.
All right. I'll give them a shout then. Lay down your weapons. You're surrounded. Intimidation?
Uh-huh.
This never goes well.
It's not very often you roll this, is it?
Oh!
Oh.
That's a +1.
Okay, so this light emanates from the tip of your spear. You've already kind of bonked one. You muster up the kind of commanding voice that your father had always tried to instill in you. You yell for these figures to drop their weapons. However, none of them seem to be responsive to that command.
Oh no.
They remain slumped on the floor.
Well, I guess I'll shout to the others then to. They appear to be incapacitated and to move in. And then that's my turn, I suppose.
Okay. So next one's turn. You see no sign of movement from any of these figures. And I'm going to save you all having to do this in turn order and say combat is over.
That was an effective trap.
Well, we say effective. Didn't we want them to be alive?
Well, I guess all their eyes and faces and ears and shit are all like fucking.
Cool. So Roland gives you guys the all clear to move in, keeping his spear and kind of careful watch over these guys.
I'm gonna walk up to the one that's nearest and just have a look at that situation.
Okay, so Triss, I'm going to need you to roll a medicine check, please.
Okay.
Okay, while she's doing this, Torek Havel, what's the deal?
I think I'll come in as well.
15 on that.
I'm gonna slide down the ramp. And,
15 on that, okay. So Triss, you kind of grab the shoulder of one of these figures and roll them over, and you can see that the acid here has really done a number on this what appears to have once been a human, but really you're basing that on the structure of the skull, as the flesh has largely been eaten away. And even now the kind of calcium in the skull is starting to melt a little bit, but it seems that this has quite clearly been almost an instant fatality here.
How intact is it? Like, if I use the Speak with Dead amulet, is it going to be successful, or am I just going to...
Well, it needs a mouth, and half of that is already kind of fizzling away, so I'm going to say no on that.
Okay, can I check the other bodies to see if any of them have mouths?
Yeah, sure. So you have a look around. This one, being the furthest away, actually seems to be the most intact. The one there is very much unrecognizable. More liquidy than solid at this point.
Oh.
The others are also in various stages of rapid, unplanned decomposition. Torek, as you get in closer, you kind of see the effects of your acid firsthand. It seems you've made quite a potent batch here.
My goodness, I've really knocked it out the park. Have we been able to identify any of them?
No.
I'm gonna examine the robes. Is there any insignias that would give me a clue to their identity?
Roll an investigation.
My investigation is +5, so that's a 9. Not the
So
worst.
on looking at them more closely, you see no immediate insignias or anything, but the cut of the cloth and the general style suggests fairly common clothing that workers may wear.
That doesn't tell us much. I mean, they were trying to be sneaky, so they may have acquired those clothes elsewhere. Either that, or they were just sneaking here for some reason or the other.
As Torek says this, you don't really have all too much time to deliberate. on any potential meanings, because the silence in the cave is broken by a very slow clap. Marvellous. I told you they'd kill them all, didn't I, Ronfan? You turn to look at the entrance, and sure enough, it's our favourite tiefling. But he's not alone. You can see immediately on his flank is none other than Ronfan, the guild treasurer. And behind Alistair, he seems to have a posse with him this time. Give me one moment to set this up.
Just saying, I did tell Torek to make that one a stun and not a lethal thing.
The one at the entrance.
No, the first one to go off.
Oh. Yeah, if Rulin
that
had been awake, he might have had something to say about that. So
I did set the. I had two options that were very Torikish. I could have made a lightning trap and an acid trap, and the first one is, the one that was set off was acid. So I was like, yeah, no, that's probably the most mamey kind of injury.
maybe.
Can't wait to see what the other one does.
And this is all just excitement for Tarek. He's finding out what all this shit does. You know.
So, so you guys are now facing these appear to be quite seasoned warriors behind Alistair, but obviously raises some questions as to what's going on here. But Ronford doesn't seem to really want to make eye contact with you. He's more focused on Alistair at the minute. Yes, look, I've told you they were here. It's worked. Now you need to fill up your end of the bargain. Yes, okay. You see Alistair reach into his pocket and pull out a small black stone. It's done. Release them. And a rift similar to the one you saw in the office of the Dwarven Merchant in Gamor opens, and out of it seem to be either stumble or pushed two gnomes, one smaller than the other. There you are, my darlings! Ronfern kind of quickly embraces these two very confused gnomes. He kind of turns to you guys here. I'm sorry, they had my family. I didn't have a choice. You can see quite clearly that this small gnome does seem to have a bit of a resemblance to him. But they don't hang around long. He gives you one last look. Please forgive me, friends, and he quite quickly hurries away with what you assume to be his wife and child out of the cave, leaving you guys with another fight on your hands. So everybody roll initiative again.
Oh no.
I knew it. I knew this was going to happen.
Bloody hell.
I don't know who we killed.
Oh, shit.
The help. Oh, that's not as good.
I'm
Rich,
waiting
we've
for the
swapped places,
Magneto
I
meme. Alistair, that's why the pawns go first. Oh my god, he literally used pawns.
Yeah.
Oh.
He baited the trap, you know.
Fucking debated.
Allow me a moment to sort this out.
Lorenza Strauss. You know, I've got to say, Crispy, I was expecting something because unfortunately these red tiles that you prepared are visible through the...
Are they?
Yeah. I didn't want to say
Nice.
anything to bring
Didn't even
attention.
look.
Note to self, make those a little bit less shittily obvious next
So
time.
when you said four figures approach immediately, I was like, that's not that's not all there is.
I'll stack them next time. I'll put them in a bag.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Problem with having different stat blocks means this is a bit slow, so bear with me.
No worries. Excuse me, Otto. Get your own space.
Grab a drink while you're doing that.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll know for future that you guys
God
can see that.
Damn it, really? Fuck. Bullshit. Get out of here. Stupid Shireen with your stony face. Burn you at the stake. Game of Thrones for anyone.
Cool. Well, when everyone's back, we'll.
Right, I'm back.
Perfect timing. Okay, so as Ronvan pushes past the others, Alistair kind of gives the signal. This kind of small, wiry figure on his left flank kind of moves forward, slides down this slope, does a little combat roll at the bottom, comes up and fires 2 crossbow bolts in quick succession at Havel. Havel, you notice she has kind of a cranking mechanism on this crossbow, which interests you up until you realise you've got bolts to try and dodge. So he's going to make 2 attacks.
Standard. Oof.
22. That's going to hit. And let me roll the other one. Oh, okay, 2 hits.
Oof.
So these 2 bolts strike you fairly hard. Roll those dice. Uh, 28 damage. Damn. Why do I roll good as a DM?
Still 92 health. I think I'll be alright.
So
Wait, no, it's 82 health, sorry. Oh god.
yeah,
Now I'm
these
fucked.
bolts kind of catch you off guard and knock the wind out of you, but you quite quickly recover and draw your own bow. However, it's Braxton who kind of seizes the initiative first and moves to act.
I'm just gonna move 1, 2, 3 here in front of Torek to sort of block the view and say, fall behind the rocks, we need the cover. And I'm going to prepare an action to attack someone if they get next to me. Not that it's very likely, but yeah.
Okay, so you ready your shields and draw your longsword to guard this area. Tarek, so kind of still getting over the shock of how a fellow gnome could be so treacherous. You find Braxton in between you and the immediate threats.
I don't think I'd be overtly surprised at gnome treachery, but yeah, I would be a little heartbroken because he paid us. Anyway, do I reckon that Braxton's commands for me to get behind the rock were heard by the enemy party?
He bellowed him fairly loud, so probably.
Awesome. I'm gonna bolt behind the rock here. But then I'm gonna cast invisibility.
Okay.
On myself, naturally. And then begin to come back round. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I don't know if he can see me, but if he does, he may be more lured toward the trap. My thoughts are that I can use Braxton's command to kind of bamboozle them either way.
Give him the old
Okay,
one
no.
too.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Torek, you come out and make your way past Braxton. You feel him go, Braxton. Something kind of brushes past your leg. You try and ignore it. You know, who knows what lurks in these kind of caves. But yeah, you end up in a different position than where you expect the enemy to expect you to be. Playing some mind games
Very
here.
nice.
Alrighty, so next to act this, again, quite a live figure armed with a fairly nasty-looking glaive. In a similar manner, she slides down this slope and starts to move. She's going to use her action. She's going to take the dodge action. And that is going to be it for her. So next we have Alistair's going to act. So he's going to actually, in his plate armor, not risk the slope. So he is going to get within that glyph's effective range.
Yes. Oh, this part of the plan was good. At least I said that I wanted this one to be electric because it was the one more likely for Alistair to step in. I was right in a way.
The way I want to describe this as well, personally, is that Torek is invisible, but like the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland, you can't hide his grin as Alistair steps onto the trap, and there's just a big smile appears in the fucking.
A disembodied
Cool.
chuckle.
I'm going to need you to roll me some dice, Guy.
Avec plaisir. As quickly as I find my dice table. What was it? 5d6. Just double checking it. My bad.
I like that.
Oh, so it'll be this number plus 5. Ooh, still pretty good. 27 lightning damage.
27 lightning damage. Okay, so as Alistair is walking down this ramp, the dust around his feet starts to shake a little bit, and then this ward kind of almost magnetically is pulled out and clamps itself onto his kind of metalled boot. He has enough time to kind of look down and go, "What the?" And then there's just a colossal flash. You know, you guys, Torek, you have to kind of look away a little bit.
Crack like
As
lightning.
this, yeah, it's just essentially like bottled lightning bolt erupts and is just charged into his plate armor. You kind of see that his limbs kind of spasm a little bit. Clearly, he's not in control as this surge of voltage just courses through his body. And he kind of drops to one knee for a bit and has to kind of shake himself out a little bit. But here's he kind of stands up. You hear him call out to his team, "Kill the rest of them, but bring me that fucking gnome!"
Oh dear.
You'll have to fight.
Torek could be in the front line then.
Just use him as a human shield. Sorry, a gnomish shield.
We know how that works. I wouldn't advise it doing that.
I had to imagine Titus just slipping some leather straps around his back and just wielding one. Like
Arnold Schwarzenegger carrying Danny DeVito.
I'm thinking like those. Have you seen those midgets in Borderlands 2 where they strap them to the?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, but that seems to have disrupted whatever he was planning to do. That shock, so that is going to be the end of his action. So next is going to be Tobias. So this figure steps forward, kind of raising this staff above his head, and he looks at you, Brex, and you've obviously made yourself a bit of a target now by getting into the line of fire. And he is going to point that staff at you, and he is going to cast the level 5 spell, Geas. So I'm going to need you to take a dice roll. Let me just figure out which one it is. Wisdom saving throw. So that is going to be, let me figure it out. I do have it written down somewhere. DC 17 wisdom, please.
So 28.
So you're good, actually. The kind of wording he uses, he just kind of looks you at the eye, raises the staff, and shouts "yield" at you. And you can kind of feel this, kind of his words dancing around your ears like honey. But your holy symbol starts to glow, and once more clarity comes to your head. You kind of shake off the feeling and reassume your defensive stance. Okay, Havel, you're up.
Okay, bitches. Yeah, I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do. And it can all go terribly at this rate. So I'm going to do something we've done in the past. I'm going to cast lightning arrows and use the ring to alter the number of ammunition with cordon of arrows, which at level 3 is 6.
Alrighty. Let me
So,
dig out my table.
yeah. So the first roll will be for your table.
Alrighty, let me bring this up.
Let's see what's going to happen, guys!
I'm excited.
I was waiting for Crispy to be like, you're all fucked.
Yeah.
Well, you would be if you stopped rolling anything less than a 15 on those.
Oh, no.
So
what was that? 17. So who's the next ally in the initiative track?
Rulin or Triss. Depends.
Okay, so I'll let you pick. But the next ally after you on the initiative track gains resistance for the next attack up to hit them, and if they're already resistant to that damage type, gain immunity.
Okay, I feel like Rulin's closer, and they're probably going to go for him first.
So that, you've got one attack of essentially taking half damage there, Rulin.
Against one specific type of damage or whatever
One
damage?
specific attack, whatever the damage type.
Okay, cool.
The next instance of damage, I should say, that probably would make it clearer.
Yeah.
Cool. So I can see up here, can't I?
Yeah, you'd get a fairly decent line of sight up there.
Cool. So for my first little thing, I'm going to use volley, which replaces one of my attacks, and I set a point, and anyone within 10 foot of that, I can fire an arrow or fire at. As long as I have the ammunition, so pop it smack bang in the middle of them.
These three.
That's my point. So I'll be able to fire at all of these three.
Okay.
There you go. So I'll take my first shot at Tobias, and let me double check because it does change it. You have to roll a dex of 13.
Dex of 13.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, so he's past that one.
Okay.
Next arrow is at Otto.
Yeah, let me just read that again. So lightning arrows. So yeah, you still take half damage on the miss.
Okay, well let's work out whether the others have, and then we can just do one roll.
Because shit's going to be funny as well.
Okay, so second arrow at Otto, so he'll roll that. Just by the skin of his teeth, but he's done it.
Cool.
And then the next one, Strauss. He has not.
Okay, so here comes the fun part.
Okay.
Get ready for a lot of dice.
Okay.
So for each target on a hit or a miss, you'll take 4d8 and half as much on a miss. And then for each shot fired, whether you hit or you miss, each creature within 10 foot of the target must make a dexterity saving throw again to take 2d8, half as much on a fail.
Alrighty, this is going to require note taking. Okay, so let's see. So Tobias and Otto are taking
Half.
2.
Yeah.
Well, we'll roll. I think we'll have to roll it separately because they'll take
Okay, fair
different numbers. So they're taking 2d6 already. Strauss is taking 4d6.
D8.
8, sorry. So 2, 2, and 4. Okay, so dexterity saves again. Okay, so Tobias fails that one, so that's another 2, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Otto has failed that pretty badly. He's going to take 3 extra. And finally Strauss. So he passes this one, takes for 1. So I need 4 d8s for Tobias, please.
Okay.
So you basically created like a human circuit here. It hit this guy.
Yeah,
it's
as
just
soon as I saw them that close to each other, I was like,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
So
It's like,
1,
like
2,
chain
3,
lightning
4.
almost.
So it's 4d8. I don't know. I don't think it gets a modifier on it. No.
It won't if it's magic.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was that, 21?
21. Mm-hmm.
Okay, for Otto, I need 5 d8. And I need that for Strauss, actually, so I may as well just use the same numbers.
Yeah, that's fine. That's 20.
20. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this kind of trio of arrows shoots straight out and kind of, again, just like the metal that these guys are wearing in that armor, kind of sparking off between these two. Kind of Tobias caught in the middle of it all.
Alright, so that's the first attack. And it's for my second attack, it's just a 1 standard lightning arrow at Tobias. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's most of my arrows gone in a round.
Okay, so he passes that
Passes
one,
it.
so half damage.
Yeah. So just wanted to do 2d8 or do you want full 4?
Yeah, 2d8, and then you may as well just use that.
Yeah, that's fine, baby. Another 14.
Okay, so some big numbers from Jace there as these lightning arrows just streak across the cave.
What's that? 20, 40, 60, 70, 75 in a round? It's not bad. Yeah. I don't really like being out in the open. So I'm gonna... 2. Oh, I don't want to be too close to those now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna back up a little bit. There we go. And then that's my round done.
Okay. Right, so that brings us to us 3 here. So
Roll off.
roll off it is. Just see how this goes, and then we'll use it for the rest of the fight, just for simplicity's sake.
Did I need to roll as well? Sorry.
You did, yeah.
That was a 10 from me.
Okay, so he has just beaten you out on that.
Do you want to use that as just like, well, or do you want me and
Well, I mean,
interest
you
to still
can
decide?
you can decide between you at this point. I'm not so fussed about that. Okay, so another singed combatant. Otto stands himself up, and you see him reach into his robes, and he pulls out a necklace of some variety. You can't really see from this distance, but he kind of holds it up and starts chanting something. And he is going to cast Mass Cure Wounds on up to 6, but only 4 of him and his companions have taken damage, so he's going to cast it on those 3. So it's going to be some dice need rolling. Okay, so 14 plus. Give me a minute, clerics. Plus 9 plus 23. Okay, so it's not a full heal by any means for the more injured of the party, but you see, like, a few of them, the kind of electrical singeing starts to recede a little. From a few of them, you can tell that, like, especially Alistair's still pretty. He's taken a big hit from that, but it seems this guy has healed them slightly. Let me just jot all of that down. But then he is going to move up as well. So, Rule and Triss, up to you. Who goes first?
Brulin, do you want to go first?
Unless there's some particularly special brand of magic that you want to.
Hold on, bear with me. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Ooh, I've got an idea, yeah. You know what, let's give it a go. Right. Right, so I'm only just and so in range. I am gonna cast Psychic Crush on Alistair. He has to. It's an Intelligence 17.
What level slot's that?
It's a 6th level.
6th level. Okay, so you're going to do that, and Tobias is going to cast Counterspell. So let me work out what he needs to roll.
Wait,
I've
didn't
also
Tobias
just
already cast a spell this turn?
It's a reaction.
Oh yeah. Could I counterspell his counterspell?
You could potentially counterspell.
I
So
would
first of all,
say
he needs to see if he actually counterspells Triss's. So DC 16. No, he doesn't. So Triss, that goes through. So what was it? A intelligence saving throw.
17.
17 for Alistair. He has passed that.
Okay. So he's going to take half as much damage. So that is 66.
Roll them up.
Damn. Somebody wants 15 damage to him.
Half, wasn't it? Because he's.
No, the full.
Oh,
Spell
okay. It's
12.
full. It's 12, right? Okay.
Yeah, I've just rolled half the dice. Couldn't see the point in rolling
Sure.
more
Yeah.
than half it.
Okay, so psychic damage. I'm assuming.
Yes.
You would expect so with a spell called Psychic Crush, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Cool. Any other little nasties attached to that spell, or is it just damage?
I'm just double checking because he passed. It's just the damage, the half damage, and that's it. And it was just a one-time thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. And then I don't know how much I moved. I think I moved my full. Yeah, so that's me. Cool.
Okay.
Yep, over to you.
Righty. Oh, don't want to get straight up in Lorenz's face because I'll be pretty much surrounded as everyone else moves in. I think that's probably a bad idea. So, question: if I ready an action to attack, if someone moves within range, do you get my extra attack on that as well? Because it is technically one action.
Yeah, it'd be one action, so you'd get your 2
so
attacks.
I'd get my 2 attacks. Yeah. Okay. And the resistance that's granted by Havel, if I don't get attacked this round, does that fade?
It's just the next instance of damage for this fight, essentially.
Sound. Okay, so I'm not burning it at least. All right. So let's. Okay. Sound. Yeah, let's go there. I will ready an action then to attack if someone comes within range, and I will also bonus action use a key point to dodge, to take the dodge action.
Okay, cool. So you and this Lorenz are now kind of standing off from each other, both kind of in defensive stances, kind of pole arms lowered at each other. Neither willing to make the first move, it seems. Alrighty.
That's a cool standoff.
So next,
I just don't have the movement either to be able to get in attack and then move away again. It's just a bit too far. Right?
Okay, so finally in this round, this kind of bulking individual of a man kind of draws out a kind of double-handed greatsword with a bellow and just charges down. He's going to use his action to take the dash. So he is, barreling straight for you, Braxton. It seems.
With a path like that for a second, Tark was like, "Oh yeah, I'm invisible."
Okay, back round to the top. So, taken aback a bit by the the kind of streaks of lightning through the cave. Shireen's clearly on the ball here, so she's kind of following the edge of the cave, and she's going to level that crossbow at you again there, Havel, seeing you as a fairly high priority target. No advantage, so I'll roll them both at the same time.
Cool.
Okay, so a hit and a miss.
Mm.
7 damage to you, Havel.
7 damage. Ooh, it's getting dicey. I'm only on 75.
Don't tempt fate. Don't tempt the dice.
Fate might not need tempting. Braxton, you're up.
Don't anger them.
Well, this guy seems pretty intent on charging towards me, so I'm going to just charge straight into him, give him what he wants.
You bitch.
That is a lot of momentum.
I like this though because you've got like the kind of the 2 polearm fighters and then just like the 2 fucking knights just.
And then using my hammer, I'm just going to try and swing at his body as he's trying to swing his sword.
Already.
2 attacks, obviously.
It's cool how the 2 gnomes are invisible as well.
21 and 26.
Hit and a miss.
This guy's getting a. I'll start off lightly with a level 1 smite.
Just to test the waters.
Just a tip.
Yeah, see how he likes it. So, oh god, 1, 2.
I like to imagine that the first swing was like almost a feint into a smite.
Yeah. So 28 damage.
28 damage. Okay.
That's like the same as the lightning bomb.
So the first swing of a hammer, you kind of do deliberately quite high overhead, and as he parries that first one with relative ease, you kind of shift the grip in your hand and bring the kind of a spiked tail down, kind of across his face. This kind of crack of energy goes there, and as you look, you see like a scar, or well, what's presumably going to make quite a nice scar, a nice open gash from like kind of cheek running down to just below his ear. However, you see him grin at this. It seems that he's found himself an enjoyable fight.
No bonus action, so that's me done.
Alrighty, Torek. So still invisible.
Ooh, I think I want to try and break some distance and shut down that healer, Tobias at the back. And I'm going to do this by, because I'm very slow but invisible, I'm going to use the dash action. Coming
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I do come in within 5 feet here, but
you're invisible, so
in the way and invisible. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my plan is on the next turn to use my suit to try and jump up and land next to Tobias, to which I will start mincing him.
So I'm going to, because you're invisible, I'm going to ask you to roll stealth with advantage.
Awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. I might have to +5 this. I get a pretty good modifier from stealth, though. That's 16 naturally. I'm going to do a +1, because if someone sees me in the middle of that group, I'm so dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so you flash a genius seeing it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so you
Genius, yeah.
you kind of managed to go through there. You kind of turn down the power to your exosuit, and the gyros kind of stop whirring as intently. But it seems, Strauss is clearly busy fighting Braxton. This Lorenz here seems to be giving Rulin the evil eye as she looks for an opening. Otto and Alistair are kind of busy. He's obviously having to heal them. They're both still fairly electrocuted. So it seems that nobody's paying any attention. And they don't detect you.
Yeah. Yeah, this is something that I feel that would be really useful for me to be doing in the party, because Torek is a bit of an omni tool with it. Can do everything, but can't master anything, really.
Yeah.
Definitely not a full DPS or a full support, but...
So he will use this skill to run away.
You'd be Thomas the Gank Engine. Behind them all.
Oh my god, I still need to find a spell that can be done through train.
Alrighty. Okay, so you've used your action to get there.
Yeah, I've left a reaction open and stuff like that, but that's only if, I don't know, Alistair decides to fireball in this very small cave. Or something drastic,
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's done. So, Rulin. The fighter takes a time. She kind of moves backwards and forwards a little bit, trying to kind of feint out, see how your defenses are before she eventually does strike. So she's going to make those attacks. They will be at disadvantage because you've dodged. So that's going to be a miss. That's going to be another miss. Three misses. So kind of having had time to study your approach, you do manage to block. Some of them are closer than you'd like, but none of them do make contact. As these kind of pole arms clash in the center of this cavern, you can kind of hear the wood on wood echoing across the walls of the cave.
Nice. And then my readied action to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first spear strike. That's a fucking hell. I can't remember what any of my shit does now. 22.
That's a hit.
Okay, so that's 7. 8 damage there. Could I attempt Stunning Strike, or is this because it's off my turn? It's just like a basic attack.
I think not on a readied action, I'd say.
Sure. Okay. I could have just done them both at once then, I guess. But anyway, second attack. That's not as good. That's a 16.
Okay, so you managed to get one kind of opportunistic riposte in. It kind of catches on the wrist as she's withdrawing one of her own lunges. Nothing major, but she backs off a little bit and reassesses.
Okay. Still got that resistance as well because she didn't hit me.
That's true. Okay, who's next? So the wizard now, he's done trying to be subtle because that clearly hasn't worked. So I know one of you mentioned it earlier, but he is going to break out ye oldie reliable. So can you tell what it is yet?
Guy.
Okay, so he is going to be casting Fireball. And he is going to be doing it over at you two at the back so as not to endanger his comrades.
Oh fuck!
Shit.
Oh fuck! Can I tell how powerful the fireball is as he's channeling?
It looks very orange in the tip of his staff.
Oh.
Roll me an Arcana. Roll me an Arcana. I'll give you an actual serious answer to a serious question.
Thank you. I mean, it's not blue. Blue is pretty hot.
Is he doing
look,
it? Is
guys,
he
it's an
going
ice
Super
ball.
Saiyan?
This will be fine.
That's 18, I think. Because I got
Looks like he's upcast it to a 4th level spell.
Oh. Counter spell is a 3rd level slot, and my last one because the first 2 were the glyphs.
We'll see what happens.
Well, you can still cast it at 3rd level, but then you have to roll. You have to beat his spell save, don't you?
You do. So that would be a DC 14. Essentially,
I guess we should say he's hesitant to use his last spell.
Yeah.
Oh right, I get you. Right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to balance it here because that spell slot could be a revivify, and also I would break my invisibility.
Ooh, don't use
There
it.
is a lot to cover here.
Yeah, you've got 2 people with okay, I don't want to metagame it, but some very dexterous individuals.
Yeah. So okay.
I need to keep cover for now because if Tobias is alive, our life gets so much harder. And if I can start shocking Tobias, maybe I can remove his reaction so he can't counterspell us, which is a big advantage.
Okay, so Tarek, you kind of see this coming, but take the decision not to. And this ball kind of streaks over the heads of the 2 sparring pole masters here. So I'm going to need a DC 17 dex save from Tristan Havel.
Yay!
Right for Tris, he's past that.
Where's my deuce? It's only a 23.
Okay, so you both pass, so you're only going to take half damage.
Oh yay!
From it. So let me roll all of these.
Why aren't you guys just monks? You could have evaded all that.
So this and then half it. That's a lot of ones, actually.
Oh shit! Yeah, it is.
That's a very, very bad rolling for a fireball.
Yeah. They're all 1s or 2s bar 1/6. Okay, so you guys got off lightly there at 8 damage apiece.
This is the point where Crispy decides to start taking averages instead of rolling.
No, I'm not.
What is the average for
Fireball? Quite a lot, I would imagine. So, yeah, you guys throw yourselves out of the way and just kind of get a little singeing.
I think it's about 28 damage average.
Nice.
Out of that. But, it could have been a lot worse. Tarek, you feel kind of vindicated in your decision to save your counterspell.
Ooh.
Alrighty, so next, Alistair is moving up.
Vindication.
So he is going to move, and he's going to get in between these two combats. As a bonus action, he's going to use a bit of a homebrew ability that I've got, seeing as he's a leader, and he's going to command Lorenza. And that's going to take the form of him essentially calling out combat tips, because he's faced you guys before. So he calls out a few points and tips, like, about your fighting style, rule. And so Lorenza's going to get advantage on her next attacks against you. And that done, he draws his own weapon, if you can remember his mace that has the extensive chain on it. And he's going to lash out at Braxton, who's currently engaged for his first attack. So let me roll it up. Oof.
Oh dear.
So, Alistair, determined to show the others how it's done, unfurls this, wickedly spiked flail and mace, and he is going to inflict a fair amount of dice, but knowing my luck for tonight, not too much damage. Okay, so that's going to be 28 damage there, Braxton. So what's that, 15 once your temporaries are gone? As this, you try and parry, but due to the kind of flexible nature of this chain, putting your hammer out just creates a point for this chain to wrap around, and actually it curls the weighted mace in. And have a bladed head manages to kind of scrape into your exposed neck. And for a second attack, he kind of yanks the chain back, using again the momentum from whipping it around your hammer shaft. He's going to direct that at you, Rulin. So disadvantage because you're still dodging. Okay, and you managed to miss that attack.
Oh, I need to do a concentration check.
Of course, yes, the Shield of Faith.
DC, what would that be? 14? Because it's half of damage?
It is, yeah. So, if you wouldn't mind.
Ah. No.
So, in the middle of your fight, you weren't expecting such a swift attack from your flank there, so you have to lower your concentration to try and defend against it. Triss, you're now back to your default AC. But that is the end of Alistair's go, so Havel, you're up.
Yay.
With 2 lightning arrows remaining in your quiver.
Indeed. How are we looking? Tarek, how good are you with electricity?
I imagine flavor-wise, Tarek could be like, "Oh yes, I'm quite resistant to."
I'm absolutely fine.
But gameplay-wise,
I rated up to 2.6 amps.
Tarek's the kind of person who would lick a battery to check if it's still charged. A car battery. No, in all seriousness, with all the shit he goes through, he probably has a weakness to it, but go for it.
No. I will, yeah, he's higher, isn't he? Yeah. So it should be fine.
Well, you can't even see me.
Yeah, you can.
That's
you
a good
can
point,
speak.
actually. I wouldn't even know. I'd probably be like, yeah, fuck it. But no, Tobias is the one I want.
Now,
He's
let
the
me
one
put
I
a
want.
drunk
He
in
is the one I want.
Who? Tobias.
Alrighty, so another dex save.
Yes, 13.
Yep, he saves that.
Yeah,
with a
I'd say you
20.
definitely do.
Unfortunate.
I'm gonna say
You know
you just
what,
dodges that
I-
and it whizzes past. No, not even half because he 20'd it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Second shot at him as well then.
Okay, so another one with the last lightning bolt.
Mhm.
And he finally fails.
Woo!
You get him in the chest.
Get him all 4. Finally. 26.
Okay, so it's a strong bolt directly to the chest. You can see it, like quite visibly disrupts him.
And I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of just right round the edge of this, just to kind of break line of sight on
Yeah, sure.
those 2. And that is that my go? Actually, you know what? Because I know who I'm going to go for next. I might as well just get out of the rolly this round. I'll just use my bonus action this round to Hunter's Mark, just level 1 on Shireen.
Okay, so you take note that she's kind of stalking there in the darkness.
And that is my full turn now.
Alrighty, so seeing this kind of big strike on the wizard, also kind of moves closer to him, lays a hand upon him, and he's going to cast Cure Wounds. Just let me bring that one up to figure out how many dice I need to roll. Okay, so he is actually going to upscale that because it was a big hit. He's going to cast that at 3rd level. So it's going to be 3d8. Okay, so again, the chanting continues. You can see something is happening to this wizard. You're not sure what. It doesn't remind you of any of the rituals you've seen either Braxton or Yendorn perform in the past, but whatever he's doing appears to be revitalizing this Tobias character. Tark, you can kind of see a bit of an unholy purple glow coming out of that hand from where you are.
Whose hand? Was it Otto or
Otto's the one that he's kind of resting upon Tobias' shoulder as he chants.
These 2 are a real pair, aren't they?
But that is going to be the extent of his turn, so Tristan Rulin.
Rulin, do you want to... I don't know what the heck I'm going to do here.
Well, I think I know what I'm going to do. Yeah. So, for fuck's sake, do I want to do this? It's potentially very dangerous. Fuck it. I'm going to... So, did Alistair have reach on me?
Yeah, his effective reach is quite long because it's a flail weapon.
Okay. Right, I'm going to bonus action disengage then.
Okay.
So that's a key point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to rush Shireen.
Okay.
And set up a couple of attacks. So spear attack, first one, miss. It's a 15. No, it's not. It's a 14. Second attack. That's better.
Okay, so it's a hit.
7. D8. 7, 10 damage there.
10 damage, okay.
And let's go for a stunning strike.
Alrighty. So con save DC.
DC 16.
So she fails that.
Okay, cool. Stunned.
Let me grab the little indicator. Where is it?
But I did bonus action disengage, so that is the end of my turn. Where is it? Wait, where was I? I was there. Yeah. 5, 10, 20. Yeah. There. Okay.
Okay, cool.
I do have a plan of sorts. It's probably not a very good one.
Alright, so Triss, you're up.
Okay. So I am going to cast. Tell you what, actually, I'm gonna change my mind about that slightly. Where am I at? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm gonna stand there.
Okay.
Let me just double check. And that is right, yeah, and then I'm gonna cast Arms of Hadar.
Okay.
So every
So,
creature in the area, which is a 10-foot radius around me, must make a strength saving throw.
hold that thought. Once again, Tobias is going to cast Counterspell. Let's see if he does it. You reach out your arms, Triss, and the darkness starts to appear, but out of the air, a set of what appear to be kind of almost solidified light, but blue manacles appear on your wrist and slam together, causing your palms to kind of clasp firmly against one another, and the spell ends.
Can I lift the front of my top as a bonus action?
I mean,
Girls Gone Wild!
now I know that's a good strategy to get you out of unpaid bar tabs, but
I just want to flash Alistair my belly button or my eye.
right, okay, yeah, fuck it, why not?
Sorry, just to make that clear.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna have him make a wisdom saving throw for that, just to... Okay, so this kind of takes him unaware a little bit, and he gasps a little and kind of takes a step back, and he's going to take some psychic damage. Roll me a d6. As he wasn't expecting to be met by whatever it was you just showed him.
A belly
Not
button.
bad.
Okay, so
Out of curiosity, do I see anything as well while I'm doing this?
well, you see Torek. He's visible again.
Anything with these guys up at the top with Tobias and Otto?
Again, that Otto seems to have a quite a purplish arcane aura surrounding him. One you've seen before with that Kovtaran temple. But other than that, nothing other than what you would expect.
Okay.
Alrighty, and then finally, that will leave us. Unless you've got anything else you particularly want to try there, Triss.
Nah, I think we're good.
That'll leave us with Strauss. So he's going to make some attacks against you there, Braxton. Let me roll those up. In fact, they're not at advantage, so I may as well just roll them all at the same time, I suppose. So one hit, one hit, one miss, and one critical miss. So we'll do the hit first, then we'll do the rest. So let me break out the d12.
That's taking into account the +1 from the potion, right?
Oh no! Wait, sorry. No, I've completely forgotten about it. Never mind. In which case, you are good, and because he rolled a 1, take a free attack.
Nice. So miss. It's at 18.
Okay, so you parry and you try and get a counter in, but he kind of sidesteps it and sweeps the blade down upon your hammer, so it doesn't make a connection. He is actually going to then use his action surge and make 3 more attacks.
Oh no. Wow.
Well, he's big with the crits today, so again, we'll do the hits first and we'll work out the rest. Now, one of those is a 2, so he's going to have the Great Weapon Master feat to reroll that. So that's a 7 and a 10. So with his modifier, that is going to be what? 22 damage there, Braxton.
Little bastard.
As this kind of greatsword, it doesn't penetrate your armor, but just for concussive force, starts to do some kind of blunt damage almost to you. Although you can kind of see a sweat starting to form on his brow. You can see he enjoyed that hit, but as you stagger back, you make another attack with your hammer, kind of capitalizing on his overconfidence.
21.
He sees it just in time and manages to sidestep it again. Okay, so Shireen is stunned, which means it's your turn, Braxton.
Well, let's just keep swinging at this guy then.
Uh-huh.
So both attacks into him. Both miss. Hooray.
So you two are kind of locked in this clash where it's not really clear who has the upper hand. It's quite an even contest of arms here. Very different styles of fighting here. But that goes on.
That's it for me.
Okay, in which case, Torek, you're up.
Brilliant. I am going to be making a... Well, this slope is a bit hard to get.
You will have to climb that.
Yeah. I was thinking if I'd be able to jump up using a strength charge from my suit. And now I'm considering with Otto's description of his aura whether I should go for him and not Tobias. But it's a tough one. I have just seen Tobias counter Triss's spell, haven't I?
Yeah, you would have seen that magic happening.
I think I'll stick with the original plan and go for him then. So it's a 1-2 strength check up.
Are you using a charge or are you just trying to climb it?
I think I'm going to use a charge.
Alrighty, so I'm then going to need a stealth check at disadvantage as the pistons from your suit kind of discharge.
I think the cat's out of the bag at this point. Cat may
No,
not
without
be
the invisibility.
Let's see.
What's that come to?
That's still a 10.
10, not quite enough. So the obvious dust cloud as you both launch and land, and the kind of metallic thud breaks invisibility.
Cool. I'm then going to hit him with a little cantrip called Booming Blade. Which requires me to hit him in combat. So here's to hoping I hit him in combat. Oh!
You hit him in combat.
Cool. So how do crits work again?
It depends if it's a damage dice kind of spell, because in which case
the spell happens in addition to the melee attack. So shall we deal the melee attack first. So
We'll do. Yeah, let's do the melee attack first, then.
Okay, so that's 2 dice. Or just... I don't roll crits often. I'm sorry.
Yes, fair enough.
So I get a +4 modifier for damage, and that's
Okay. So plus that's going to be 7.
cool. Best crit. But here's the best bit. Booming Blade will also deal. I think it's 2d8 thunder damage.
Alrighty, roll them up.
Does this damage crit?
Yeah, same attack. So why not?
I love you. Cool. So that's 21 damage.
Another 21 damage. Okay.
And if he moves in his next turn, he will take some bonus damage. But we'll deal with that when happens.
Okay, cool. So we'll bear that in mind for his next turn.
Nice.
So yeah, they're both quite surprised to see this gnome appear out of invisibility and then just smack them with this this blade.
Blade, yeah. Just kind of doing like a Palpatine with a spinning attack.
Yeah, exactly. Just
invisibility mid that and just hit him in the head with a booming blade.
Yeah, just not what they were expecting here.
Personally, I just love the idea of him turning to his left and just going, like shitting himself as the turret just appears. Like,
Okay, so Lorenzo's turn. So Rulin, you've disengaged, and she's seen that you've clearly done something to upset Armstrong. You were about to cast something magical before you were interrupted. So she's going to take the initiative and try and put you down.
Oh dear.
So again, no advantage or anything. So I'll roll them all at the same time. In fact, she should have. Never mind. I forgot because that's my fault. So that your AC is what, 19 now? It's going to be 3 hits for Tris.
Yep.
Let me figure out how the damage is going to look like. When that eventually settles. It's going to be 32, but that won't settle for a bit because they're D10s and it doesn't like D10s.
32 damage.
32 damage. Down to a not so healthy 36. Yeah, so she just kind of in a series of lunges and slices just puts this kind of glaive to work on you, Triss. Your armor doesn't really hold up. The studs are great against certain things, but with kind of the surgical precision of this blade, which kind of slices the leather in between of most of the studs. You can kind of start to feel the exsanguination. As 3 kind of bright crimson wounds manifest themselves on your torso. She is, however, then going to use her movement to chase after Rulin. Okay, so gonna have Tobias is still a bit in shock from the surprise gnome, so Alistair's going to be next to act. And seeing how Lorenzo has just carved you up, he is going to move in closer, kind of snarling. He's going to go, "Hello, witch," and then he's going to use his attacks on you. Both going to hit as well. So that's going to be.
It's just not working.
35 damage. Oh, you are lucky there. Oh, well, I say lucky. It could have been worse. You're still not doing great. So again, just this kind of flail. The first one, he actually kind of just kind of pulls in the chain and backhands you with the heavy. mace part of it. And as you're reeling, he kind of quite adeptly holds the handle in one hand, the head in his other, puts the chain around your back, pulls you in, and headbutts you with his horned head.
Wanker.
So you're kind of left staggering the world around you, fading in an already dark cave, but you can kind of hear ringing in your ears. And as a bonus action, he's going to command Strauss this time, so he starts shouting. Again, kind of similar things about combat style. He hasn't seen as much of Braxton as he had the rest, but he starts giving him instructions on how to defeat a shielded opponent. You can't really tell if Strauss is listening. He's clearly enjoying himself in this fight too much, Braxton, but who knows? Okay, so Tobias, he's had a bit of time now to adapt to the gnome situation. And seeing an enemy so close to him, he is going to panic a little bit here. And he is going to cast like a kind of do or die spell on you here, Torek. So I'm going to need a DC 17 Dex save, please, as he casts Immolation on you.
Okay. Oh. I don't think it's enough. Oh, dexterity 17. I'm gonna flash of genius that son bitch. So that's a 12 I rolled. Plus 5 brings it up to 17.
Okay, so you pass that one. So you are going to take half the damage. Let me roll it up.
And you still die.
Big numbers this time. So 15 damage for Torek.
I'm glad I used a charge on that.
And because you passed the save, you don't remain on fire. You kind of stagger backwards a bit. The exoskeleton starts to kind of like automatically release kind of fire retardant foam. But he's going to use that to back off a little bit and put Otto between him, but he has indeed moved. So Booming Blade is going to give him his just desserts for that, isn't it?
That means roll.
It does.
I'm sorry. Was I rolling?
Yeah, because he's moved. So Booming Blade.
Oh, yes. So when he moves 5 feet or more, the target takes a further 3d8 damage. I think it is. Yeah, 3d8.
Okay, roll up.
And I've already amplified it, so no +5 to this roll. So that's just 12.
12 damage. Alrighty.
Little spinners catch his legs and
Yeah.
stuff.
Just more blades. So he staggers away and kind of takes a bit more damage from that, but he puts this rather stern-looking Otto between you, and you kind of see his grimacing face now as this double-handed war mace rests heavy in his hands.
Ooh. You know the scene in Lord of the Rings where Eowyn is looking at the window and he just lifts up that mace slowly?
Pretty much. But that is for another time, as it is currently Havel's turn.
Whoop, whoop. MVP. Where is she? Shireen! Do I get any bonuses on a stunned opponent?
So she's stunned, so you are going to get advantage.
Oh, cool. Right, okay, first shot.
And she'll get disadvantage against any kind of saving throws, that any abilities.
That's true, although he is out of lightning arrows.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Never mind.
So this will be the first shot. Does a 30 hit?
Hmm.
Let me think
Smug
about
face.
Okay, and the second shot.
What's this? Toric's first glyph malfunctions and detonates again.
Oh wait, actually, technically,
no.
I had
Oh,
that
Hunter's
thingy.
Mark.
Not Hunter's Mark, the potion of boldness, so I get what +4 to it as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit! Did not mean to press that. Did not mean to press that. Ignore that roll. So the second
Plus
one
1d4.
was a 21.
That also hits.
Cool.
It's not a +4, it's a +1d4.
Oh, 1d4. Oh shit! Oh well. Ignore that 7. Sorry, I accidentally rolled a dice. So that's 2d8 plus 2d6 plus 10. Wow.
Wow.
20.
Mm.
It's a bit anticlimactic, yeah.
Yep. So you
Double 1, double 4. Yeah, nice one.
you fire him off, but it's dark and she's a relatively small target. You don't manage to get a kind of center of mass, but it still hits.
Cool. Yeah, I don't really have much else to do. Just chill out in my corner of my rock.
I'm just going to hang out over here, guys.
Okay.
Have fun.
Edgelord over here. Yeah.
So Otto is up. So first things first, he, as a bonus action, is going to cast Healing Word. And I can find it. Problem with using spellcasters, I just have to have about 1 million tabs open. Alrighty, so he's just using a basic one here, so it's just going to be the singular d4 on Tobias. Okay, and then he's going to step forward and make some melee attacks against you there, Toric, with his mace there. So that is going to be a hit. And then he's actually going to use his channel divinity here, and he's going to use Divine Strike for bonus d8s on that attack.
Oh shit. It's a fucking paladin of Cogtara.
So that's 11 damage there, Toric. You came out of that better than you could have. But yeah, now he's kind of looming over you. He's you can see there's just like there's not rage or anger in his eyes. There's just a cold, dark indifference. But that is his turn. So Rulin and Triss.
Rulin, have you got any grand ideas?
Well, my big grand idea kind of went out the window when you close to melee range, but
Okay, well I've got a plan. Let's see if it works. I am going to try and Eldritch Blast Alistair, all three, and I want to do Repelling Blast as well to try and push him back.
Okay, roll him up.
gotta say, Trish, you always do the unexpected.
Sorry. So that is a 16, a 17, and a 22.
So that's going to be 3 misses.
Oh, shite. In that case, I am going to... Hold on, let me just check how this works. Yeah, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Fast Step. See whether I can get that spell slot back as well.
Okay, so Triss, casting that spell, you are going to trigger Alistair's Mage Killer perk. So he is going to get a reaction attack against you there.
Oh, shit.
But you're in luck. He misses it.
There we go. that's me done for this turn.
Okay. So just as this kind of flail swings by to finish the job, you kind of almost just blink out of existence for a moment and kind of reappear, much to the confusion of all present. Rulin.
Sorry, I'm just eating cookies. Okay. Yeah, okay. Just assessing the battlefield. Yeah, alright, fine. Fuck it. Gonna close in with
so
Lorenza.
she is going to get attack of opportunity with the Sentinel, I think it is. Let me see what I've got. Is it Polearm Master?
Oh, for closing the distance.
Yeah, because for entering, so she's just going to take that real quick.
Sure.
Although that should be an advantage because she had that command from Alistair. Never mind. So that's 10. Oh. Oof.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Tell you what, a lot of nat 20s flying around tonight.
Well, at least I've got resistance from whatever hits me.
That's true.
Nice.
Okay, that's not going to settle, is it?
Was it a D10?
It is a D10. It doesn't like D10s for whatever reason, so that's going to be 17 damage, so half that, 8 damage.
Cool.
And I'll just delete those. Okay, cool, so carry on.
Yeah. Alright. Spear attacks. Let's roll up the first one, because I'm going to try a stunning strike on it if it hits. Is it 26? Assuming it does.
Hits.
That's D8 plus 7. 10 damage on that, and the stunning strike, DC 16 Constitution.
Constitution, you say, DC 16.
Yep.
Or was it or 17?
16.
By the skin of her teeth, that's a pass.
You bitch. Okay, then second attack. 25.
That's a hit.
So 11 damage on that one.
Okay.
And fuck it. Stunning strike again. DC 60. Oh,
So
you fucking kidding me.
she
Yeah.
passes that again.
Son of a bitch.
Just trying to Shireen is no longer stunned then.
At the end of the turn, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, flurry of blows. I'm not trying stunning strike. Oh, fuck off, really. Oh,
Okay, so
shit. So that's 17 highest.
Yeah, with your fists, you just can't get close enough. She guards the distance very well with a polearm.
Fucking bullshit. Alright, there goes that plan.
Alrighty, so Strauss. So with inspiration from Alistair, he's going to make his 3 attacks against Braxton again.
No.
So miss. Hits. So 2 hits there. He's going to re-roll the 2. So 6 plus 27 damage again there, Braxton. So again, these they're not really. There's no real finesse to these strikes. There is just power. But that power put behind a greatsword of this size, even for an experienced military man with practice using a shield, you just can't negate that kind of damage every time. And just the constant rain of blows is starting to wear you down a little bit. Alrighty. That is his go, though. He's quite happy to stay engaged. So that means we're going back round to Shireen. So she shakes off that the stunning blow, kind of gets her head back in the game. Now looks for her target of Triss and sees that she's gone. Can't reacquire any, with any ease. So she's actually going to move up a little bit and get eyes on Havel for 2 more attacks. So no advantage or disadvantage. So just do them together. 2 hits there.
Oh, multi-attack defense.
Oh, okay.
You get +4 after I get hit once.
Okay, so I'll roll the
Automated.
second attack again then. So that misses. So she's going to use her perk. What was it? Stalker's Fury. Once per turn, re-roll the miss.
Cool. So my armor 22 at the moment. AC.
Yep. So still a miss.
Nice.
So it's just going to be the 1. I really need to stop giving my people D10 weapons because it doesn't really fucking like them. So that's going to be 14 damage for Havel.
14. Ooh, nearly at half now.
Yeah, right. We're getting D12s from now.
Fuck it, everyone gets a D20.
You get a great axe. You get a great axe.
All of the enemies throw down their arms.
Like that.
Pull out great
You get a great axe, and you get a great axe as well. It's fucking Alistair with like a sack like Santa Claus.
Just dishing them out, yeah. Okay, so that's her done. She kind of reaches into a pouch and jams a hole and bolts into the top of this box magazine. Pranks for handle. So that brings us over to Braxton.
Who's not having a good time. I'm going to bonus action Shield of Faith myself.
Okay.
And for my action, I'm going to lay on hands and give myself another 40.
40, okay. So it brings you back up to 98. Okay, cool. I'm guessing you're probably not going to move.
No.
Alrighty. Torek.
Oh yes, I think I've got a plan here.
Run away!
Not yet. That comes later. But for now, I think I'm gonna cast Tasha's Caustic Brew in a line. Where's the ruler tool? Yonder.
Okay.
Essentially, I don't think either of these guys are going to have a good dexterity save amongst them. So that'll be a dexterity 17 save for each of them as I pull one of those small Panzerkampf shaped things and just fire a glitter line down.
Alrighty, so let's do auto. 17, you say?
Yep.
He got lucky there. Just to pass, and then Tobias. He did not, so he's failed that.
I like the thought of Otto sidestepping and it just hitting.
Yeah, just straight into the wizard.
Poor Tobias. Yeah, so that's gonna do. Sorry, I should have fully acquainted myself. It'll do 44 acid damage, and it'll continue to take acid damage on the start of each of its turns until it spends an action to scrape off the acid glitter. So that'll be 16 acid damage at first.
16 to Tobias and half that to Otto, right?
I think if you actually save against this one, you outright avoid it.
Oh, okay.
This spell is quite powerful and be a bit tricky to handle half damages with the lingering effects.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. Similar to immolation, then. Okay, so yeah, this kind of glitter just engulfs this wizard's robes as he struggles for.
Shoot. It doesn't do an immediate damage, but he'll take the damage I've just rolled at the start of his turn. So, yeah, my bad.
Sorry, did you just say that the robes are now covered in glitter?
I did.
Okay. So when we win the battle and we're looting everyone, I'm not putting his robes in my bag of holding because I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's going to come full circle. Then I have to time travel back and put the bag of holding in that guy's store. To buy it.
The discount bag of glitter.
Damn it, they've seen the twist coming. Well, I'm not doing it now. There goes the time travel arc.
No! I didn't say it!
It's happened a few times where you guys have kind of guessed various twists and then had to kind of do them and just be like, oh, well, it's no fun anymore. I saw it coming.
Oh man, you should go for it anyway. There's no shame in someone.
Oh no, I do them. It's because I'm not just going to completely bin off the encounter prepared, but
that makes me happy because it gives room to speculate without.
Yeah, I don't mind speculation. I just don't like it when you're right. Okay, so Torek, anything else?
No, I think I'm good. That damage will apply on Tobias's next turn. So sorry, I kind of rolled that prematurely.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So Lorenzo is now going to, use her attacks to try and bring you down there, Roland. So no advantage this time. So I'll roll them all together.
Cool. 19 AC.
19 AC. So that is 3 hits.
Damn. And I've lost my resistance.
So again with the 27 damage there for you.
Oof.
As again, this kind of halberd get a little complacent because you had a bit of a bad start, but as you move past, she really goes to work. Kind of faster than she was before.
I'll reaction activate my staff, my spear flash, and try and blind her. So that's a Constitution DC 15.
15 con save, okay. For whatever reason, as you kind of lift it forward, she kind of turns away. Kind of puts her arm up, and the cloak shields her from the flash there.
Yep. Man.
So she's going to stay engaged there with you. She's not going to move or anything.
Cool.
So Alistair's going to act now. So he's going to look around, gauge the situation here. Torek, he's seen you. There he is. Get that little bastard.
I'm in danger.
You're going to reach into what you assume to be a pocket in his robe. And he pulls out what appears to be a lasso. So,
oh my god, he's the child catcher.
Wonder Woman.
I need a good dice. Or, oh shit! Even with a inspiration on that, I wouldn't reach DC 16.
Okay, so you don't really dodge this in time. It's kind of hard to in your clunky exosuit. So this lasso kind of finds its way around some. Now, Alistair's going to give that rope a. Okay, guys, so I'm going to need you a strength saving throw. It's going to be contested, so the DC is going to be 21 on this.
Ooh, okay.
It is. You are in your exosuit.
Yeah, it only transfers a +5 though per charge. Oh, it's 20! No! Historic's flat on it, and the suit I think just gives +5.
Okay, so the suit braces, but it's not enough. The strength this tiefling has is almost unnatural as he yanks this rope hard and kind of pulls you down to him. So, Tok, you are restrained.
So close.
You are restrained, and as he does that, he actually reaches down between the grill and like just grabs you by the throat.
Ooh.
So that's how we're flavouring that particular version of restrained.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is his turn. Tobias. Wait one moment, actually, because I have something that I wanted to do. Let me just figure out how it's going to work with the wording of the spell.
Oh boy.
Sorry, this is why I don't like using casters against you that I'm not familiar with. Just because I have to keep on looking everything up. Okay, so that. Right, okay, cool. He's not going to do it yet for plot reasons, but there is a plan forming there. So he's going to ready an action. Havel.
Okay. So Alistair's currently got I wouldn't have seen that, to be fair, from my thingy, so I don't even know he's got him yet. This was very well hidden. So I'm going to carry on with Shireen. The one is in front of me. Yeah, just 2 standard arrows. A douche. A douche. I'm going to say they probably hit. Maybe.
Well, if they're above 19.
Yeah, just a smidge.
Just a smidge, yeah.
And go for 25 damage to Shireen.
25 damage to Shireen, okay. So again, 2 big hits. She's close now, so you find your mark a bit easier. The arrows strike true. Okay. Anything else?
That's not a massive amount I can really do. Slowly edge my way around this away from her. Let's break line of sight again. Yeah, other than that, I'm done.
Alrighty. So now he is going to once again move over and cast Cure Wounds on Tobias. He's only going to get level 1 this time. And he hasn't rolled very well. Okay, so That is him done, which leaves us with Rulin and Triss.
Rulin, if you've got any ideas, I'm all out of any ideas of any kind.
Other than just trying to beat this bitch to death. I'll go first. Yep, attacks against Lorenza.
Uh-huh.
How many key points have I got left? 7. Okay, first attack. If it hits, I'm going to attempt a stunning strike.
That's a miss.
16.
Again, the pole arm just blocks the spear, the head of a glaive.
Second attack. Oh my god, 18.
And even your kind of, very well-oiled and practiced reversal strike is met with a swift upward swing of the main shaft of her weapon, sending your spear point just over her head.
Flurry of blows. First attack. 23.
23. So that one is going to hit.
Okay. And bucket, YOLO, stunning strike.
Uh-huh.
DC 16, Constitution, please.
Just again at +3.
Final hit. End of my turn.
Okay, so you don't quite get the opening you're looking for, and she recovers quite quickly from the hit you do land.
I didn't even do me damage, did I? Fucking hell.
You didn't know, so roll that for me.
Oh, it's not a D6, sorry, it's a D8.
I was wondering.
9 damage.
Okay.
That's like
Uh-huh.
shit. Super shit.
Triss.
Fucking hate you, Rulin, you fucking prick.
Shit. This is not good. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast Lorenza.
Okay.
Or I'm going to try to.
Yep. Roll them up.
Uh,
Wow.
So all 3 hit, 2 of which are crits. So
how the fuck am I doing this?
so
Rulin
it's all
is a
together, I
distraction of
guess.
some sort, I guess. Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna blast her back as well.
Just
10
Triss
foot
just
reach.
triple taps them.
Yeah. What do I do here?
So 2 times your normal attack, twice, and then just 1 standard.
So, oh god. So that is
11.
+5, so that's 16 for the
16.
normal
Okay.
one. Oh no, in fact, that was one of the crits.
Yep.
And then next crit. 21.
21.
And then D10. 11.
11. Okay, so you
And
hit.
Push back 30 feet.
Push back 30 feet. Okay, so you hit this spear woman with like your entire arsenal here. You just come out and triple tap her. Obviously, like razor focus, but it's on Rulin. Doesn't see him coming. You hit her hard, just bowl her over completely. And as she kind of stands up here, you can kind of hear the sound of somebody coughing up blood. But she does kind of steady herself using a staff to support her. But she stands herself up.
Cool, and I'm just going to disappear back behind my rock.
Alrighty.
I said disappear, I'm going to shuffle probably at this stage.
Just also fall back behind the rock.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so Strauss is going to attack. He's just going to use his all three at the same time because we're not with advantage or anything. Brax, you've got Shield of Faith, don't you?
Oh my god.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, crit and a normal hit there, so let me work that out. So that's 35 damage there. Again, just this greatsword just denting the shit out of your plate armor. You kind of could see the edge of his sword. It is, it's blunt, really. There's no edge to that. It hasn't been sharpened at all. It's just essentially a large lump of iron. But my god, is it heavy. And he doesn't seem to tire from wielding this.
I failed a concentration check as well.
Oh, okay, so the Shield of Faith goes down, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you just keep critting me anyway. I've 3 crits.
the amount of nat 20s that I've rolled this session. I wish I could do this when I was playing, rather than DMing. But that seems to happen a lot in these sessions. Alrighty, so Shireen is going to reassess the situation and actually fall back. But she's going to fire 2 shots at Rulin as she goes. So I'll roll them.
Is this okay?
Crossbows. So, missing a crit. So let me roll that.
I've already used my reaction as well for the blinding, so I can't deflect.
That's true, actually. So that is going to be 18 damage.
Okay.
Okay, so she has fallen back. And that's going to be the end of her action. So Braxton, you're up.
Well, there's not much left for me to do apart from just hit this guy. Twice.
Roll them up.
And hope I actually hit one. Oh my god.
In your weakened state, you're not as fast as you probably should be for an opponent of this caliber, and he sees that weakness and he attacks. And he hits. Reroll. Great feat, that, actually. So 14 additional damage, Braxton.
That reroll is ridiculous. It's added like 20 damage.
Yeah, it's a powerful one for sure. So yeah, you try and go, but you just, for your trouble, just get this greatsword just smash into your gauntlet. You almost drop your hammer, but you manage to keep your grasp firm, gritting your teeth through the pain of what you feel is probably at least a shattered wrist. But the adrenaline keeps you going. Anything else on the cards there?
I'm just going to move around him a bit.
Okay.
But staying within range.
Yeah.
That's it.
Torek, so you are still restrained here. You can take an action to try and get out. It'll be a contested roll again.
Yeah, I think that's my best hope.
Okay,
and,
so strength saving for event.
Yep, using more of the armor's charge.
What's that come to for you?
12.
Not quite, my friend. 14 from Alistair. So you struggle, but the armors, you can kind of see the control panels giving you severe warnings that a lot of the servos just aren't getting power for some reason. You're getting a few damage indication beeps, but Don't really have a freedom to check exactly what's up with it.
No, I'm gonna have to think of something fast. Maybe I'll try a stunt next turn. Do you think I could? No one else is in range, but could I healing word myself?
Yeah, you'd probably be able to do that for sure.
Excellent. I will absolutely do that. That's 1d4 plus 10, 14 health back.
14 health back. Okay.
So as Alistair's hands are like crushing the metal around Torik's neck, and like darts are just flying out and like zooming back into Torik.
Yeah.
Just as like beeps and panic sounds sound off.
Protect the pilot.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, these darts shoot in. You feel the stimulants course through your body.
Nice.
Alrighty, so Lorenz is up. So she's not in any good way. So she's actually going to skirt around behind Alistair, and she's going to use her action to take the dodge action. And then it's going to move down. Alistair's going to take his turn. This time he's actually he's going to call out to Tobias, who was, if you can remember, prepared an action. We've got what we came for, Tobias. Get us out of here. And Tobias is going to cast teleport. So the spell instantly transports you and up to 8 willing creatures of your choice. And this is where, again, I'm going to fudge this a little bit for plot reasons. Because you're restrained guy, you're coming with them. So these guys are going to disappear. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh fuck!
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't going to survive that fight.
Finally,
honest-
got rid of the
To be honest, you guys came close to killing a couple of them. Lorenza there was
sweet lightning damage.
She had, how much health was it? I think she had like 11 health left. Tobias at one point got down to, he received an ungodly amount of healing, but he got down very low at one point. You did a number on Alistair as well, actually, with that initial glyph was a big hit. So you guys definitely held your own in that fight. You did get unlucky in the sense that I crit you more than I probably should have. I don't know what the fuck was up with that.
3 or 4 hits just on me were crits.
Yeah, that was
Painful.
that was kind of mad, especially with a great sword as well. That's not a weapon you want to get crit with.
Plus those rerolls are unbelievable.
Yeah, it's an amazing feat.
You went from 2s to, I think, a 10 and 11 and a 9 or something like that. It's a lot of big difference.
So, yeah, you guys get to lick your wounds and wonder what comes next.